Greetings, namaste. My name is Siobhan. Thank you for tuning into my channel. So today is January 19th, 2019. So we're going to go over a few messages that have been coming in, which this is definitely a beautiful, beautiful, high energetic day as we prepare for the full moon, blood moon, lunar eclipse. So I think in the last message I did on Facebook, which I do have, I have to figure out how to actually download my Facebook lives and get them onto YouTube. For whatever reason, the way, I don't know, like even for my laptop, like I've tried to do it, I'm not able to do it. Before I've had someone actually download it for me and send it to me, so I might just have to do that again. But on the last message, what I was saying is, basically they are very much pushing us forward, moving us forward to ground in the higher energies to bring forward the new earth. So again, even today has a unique number or energetic energy of the 9/11 energy, which is really a very positive message that basically was attempted to be tainted by the dark ones. I have like a full message that I did on 9/11 about the 9/11 energy and the energetic meaning of that number, but it is definitely a number that was basically predicted that a lot of the light workers would start seeing towards the time of the shift and ascension. So I even seen the numbers several times yesterday. So beautiful energy. The 9/11 energy is not meant to be traumatic. Even the 9/11 with the towers was actually a dark ritual. So for more information on that, please look up my 9/11 message, which I believe I had given or did probably on September 10th. But it is on my YouTube channel if you want more information on that energy. So today, this morning, I seen a beautiful red hawk. It was amazing. So just to share a little information about the birds. The birds are actually very strong healers. There's several animals. A lot of the animals are really, really strong healers. The birds specifically, there are prophecies about them. Even one prophecy is called Return of the Bird Tribes. So a lot of the bird tribes have been uniting in the last several years. I brought many of the members of my specific bird tribe together at the beginning of last year. So we still work together. I later on found out I was leader of that tribe. So beautiful. We have this unique connection with the birds, which the birds are actually assisting us to heal. Again, if you're on my Facebook, one of my Facebook friends, I was sharing multiple videos of birds just last week. They definitely feel the energetic shifts and the waves of energy coming into the earth, as early as some of the light workers do. So definitely watching the birds and how they behave is very beneficial. You can receive messages from them. And there was also, I was receiving the same message one of the other, light workers on YouTube or Facebook received as well, that even with the birds landing on light poles, we were being told, I was receiving the messages last summer. We all receive messages at different times, but to send and radiate love and light through all systems, especially the electricity and the internet, because we're aware, most of us are aware that negative or dark lower vibrational energies run through those systems, including the archonic energy or the archons, the AI signals. So if you raise the vibration, if you're sending light and love through those systems, then dark lower vibrational energies cannot live in those systems, or you actually help to transmute those energies, even helping that energy, that consciousness, to raise its vibration. Now, we're not talking about empowering them to be stronger so that they can take over. We're talking about raising their vibration so they don't even have the desire to control, harm, or hurt anyone, because all energy is consciousness. All energy is consciousness, and it is being healed, integrated, and if it needs to, like if it needs further integration or further healing, then of course we send it, return it to source for that further integration. So when the birds are landing on light poles and telephone lines, the electrical lines, things like this, because they're not just mistakenly thinking, oh, I thought this was a tree. No, they land on them on purpose to send their healing energy through these systems. So actually, before I seen the red hawk, because I did, like, the birds were just like flying around. They would fly past the car, so it was just like a beautiful experience, just seeing the birds this morning. So then I seen like two birds together. It was like they had to be a male and a female. It's just so beautiful. Like they were just perched on on one of the light, not the actual pole, but the wire, on one of the wires. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that's lovely. Just being aware and acknowledging them. And then after that, I seen a red hawk, like just sitting on top of a light pole, just graceful, tall, beautiful. And it was a red hawk. Like I see lots of hawks. This one was specifically a red hawk, and I had to look it up to make sure that I knew what it was. But yes, it was a red hawk. I'll actually share a picture of that. So beautiful. And also recently, I did receive a gift from a beautiful friend, and they also sent me a golden feather. Very pretty. It's special to me. And also like beautiful aquamarine earrings. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. Much appreciated. So I've also started making my own products again. I was making my own products maybe probably around 2014. But I was using a specific herb, Ganoderma. Ganoderma is one of my favorite herbs. I don't think it is as popular as some of the other herbs, but they definitely have multiple documentaries about them, or about the Ganoderma herb. You'll also hear it referred to as reishi or lingxi, because it is an Asian herb, so of course they have a different term for that herb. There was a Japanese company that was actually doing research to use this herb as a vaccine to prevent cancer, which of course you could just take the herb to prevent cancer. As it is an adaptogen, it will start to heal all the cells in your body, helping your body to return to its alkalinity state. So initially a couple years ago, when I would use this herb to make all sorts of products, whether it be toothpaste, let me see what else. I had made sprays especially for the skin, for any type of bacterial, fungus, psoriasis, eczema, things of that nature, even just cleaning your face and things like that. Those were my two most popular ones. But even, I was making oil for your scalp, things of that nature. I was adding it to like lotions and things like that. I had not really come up with a lotion per se, but then again, I just use coconut oil. Like even in my coconut oil, I was also guided to get hemp oil yesterday. So even in my coconut oil this morning, I just added some hemp oil to that. Even my toothpaste, you can make your own toothpaste. I always encourage to add herbs to your toothpaste, so I always add Ganoderma to my toothpaste. Of course, there's some great Ayurvedic herbs that you can use in toothpaste, but with the Ganoderma, it actually helps with the swelling of the gums, recovering teeth. Like I've seen people that were told they need to have their teeth pulled, and they just use the Ganoderma, and it does wonders in their mouth. And actually, there were several of us. Now, this was 2017, the beginning of 2017, where I was having some activations or some purging out of my mouth. And at one point, all of my gums, top, bottom, everything had inflamed so bad. Of course, the dentists were trying to tell me, well, you need to see a periodontist. All your teeth are going to fall out and all this, all the scary stuff that doctors and dentists and, Western medical professionals try to tell you. And I remember even when he was trying to, he told me more than once. And by the way, they've always told me I need my wisdoms pulled. I have not gotten them pulled to this day. They were supposed to grow in crooked. All three have grown in all the way straight up. And I've even seen, they were taking, x-rays since I was probably 19 or 20, telling me I need my wisdoms pulled. And I just never felt the guidance to do it. And I have one, my last one is still growing in, but it's still growing in straight up, But always seek, your inner self-guidance, and do what your inner self-guidance is guiding you to do. I don't recommend getting off any meds unless you're receiving that guidance and you're replacing it with something else. Like you're doing herbals, you're doing energetic healing practices. So anyway, so yes, like, so yes, I didn't go, I never went to the periodontist. I remember, meditating, and I'm just asking, and of course, this is 2017, so of course I already knew Reiki and energy healing and making my own toothpaste, things of that nature. And so, I just meditated about it, and I'm like, well, what's going on? Because I don't feel that there's a reason to be fearful or that I need to run to go, do all these things and have all this stuff done. And, basically I just received a message, just relax, keep doing your Reiki, keep doing the physical practices I was doing because I knew how to do oil pulling. Of course, the toothpaste, and there might have been something else I was doing, but continue taking my herbs, continue doing my Reiki. Eventually it just all, healed itself. Like the inflammation was gone. But what I received, it was more like a purging. It was more like a purging, but it was an energetic thing. It was not physical, like the doctors thought. So that's, another message. But the main message for this video, so interesting. So some of my friends, like Facebook friends, know that I guess in the past year or so, I have received more than one, just little small messages from Michael Jackson. Which the first one I remember, it was so funny. I was actually like sitting on the couch or watching TV with my twin, my boyfriend, and I just like out of the blue just got this message from Michael Jackson. The first one, it was like, okay. So we're sitting on the couch, and then he just starts talking to me, and then, it'd just be little messages here and there, but he basically told me, like, remember the time was based off a memory, a lifetime or a memory that he had with his twin in Atlantis. So I thought that was interesting. I'm just like, okay, it's like he just dropped little happy messages, and usually it would always have to do with love, joy, or like relationships and, the twin flames, like the messages I've received from him. So let me see, what night was this? Thursday night, late Thursday night, I was actually out driving. I was picking up my son, which he lives with his father maybe about an hour and 20 minutes from me. So I was driving late. Let me see. So I was listening to, my friend Julia has sent me a video where Amanda Ellis had channeled or spoken to Michael Jackson. So she had a message for Michael Jackson, which I need to finish listening to. I only listened to half of it. So beautiful messages coming through from him, and Archangel Metatron was there, which Archangel Metatron is one of my primary spirit guides and brothers. So basically I listened to about half of it. So I had picked up my son. So we're driving back, and it's like really late. Like I don't even think we got home till like close to midnight actually. And of course, like even a regular person, we get tired sometimes, things like that, because years ago I actually had narcolepsy. So I still use precautions just because, even though, I know I don't have narcolepsy anymore or anything like that, but I do try to make sure like I'm rested or, wide awake when I'm driving, just because that's the safe thing to do regardless. So anyway, so I listened to about half of it. So when he got in the car, we were talking and everything. So then we just decided to listen to a few of Michael Jackson's songs. So I listened to Earth Song. And then, of course, the next song we listened to was Remember the Time. So Remember the Time came on. And so I'm just driving, just kind of, singing along to the music. But really just getting in a happy energy. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to see if I can explain this, accurately. But, I'm driving, the steering wheel's right here. But like in this space, we'll just say like this space, like above, like, above the car or whatever while I'm driving. Michael Jackson appears, but he's like with four other males, like it was masculine energy. He's like with four other males. And I'm like, they're dancing though. And I'm like, who's with you? It's like, I thought, and I'm like, who's with you? And then he tells me, or, their names started coming to me, but it was the Oversoul, my twin, and Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael. And they're like dancing. So They're doing like the, well, like in the Remember the Time, they did like the mummy dance or, whatever they do, the Egyptian dancing and things like that. And it was so funny because, for one, my boyfriend actually loves to dance. So that was fun. But two, the Oversoul had told me a story like a couple months ago one time where he was basically talking about dancing and Egypt, and about how humans don't even do, like we do not do the Egyptian dance correctly. And so that's why this was like hilarious, because he even told me at that time, like, I would love to be able to show it to you. So they were actually doing what he had said at the time was the original mummy Egyptian dancing was actually created by an Andromedan. So the Andromedan at that time was actually an Egyptian king that they knew as an Egyptian god. But this particular Egyptian god had actually been like erased from American history, or I'm sorry, erased from Earth history. So it was interesting to see them doing these different dances. And then after that, the song that like automatically came on after that was The Way You Make Me Feel. And if you watch The Way You Make Me Feel, is actually him with 4 other guys dancing. So, and they stayed for quite a while. Like, and then even when I was tuning into the energy, it was so interesting because I kept feeling these waves, huge waves of joy and bliss and just being happy. Just being happy and like so energetic. Like, this was the funnest like nighttime drive I've ever had. Like, and so it's just real bubbly and playful and joyful. Like, that's the energy that was coming forward, real strong and heavy. Like, just being like happy and allowing them to interact with us. And like shortly after that, I did start smelling Palo Santo. So that was interesting. The only thing I could feel or get from that is just that it was just male energy. So I started smelling Palo Santo, because usually if I get, like the scent of energy when interacting with our spirit guides or energy and angels, it's usually of flowers. So that was interesting for that like Palo Santo or woody smell to come in. So that was interesting. Another thing to note, on the way back, I had put more gas in the car. So it was like nearly on full. When I pulled up and parked, I had looked at the gas tank and it doesn't look like it moved at all. Like, it was still nearly full. Now, mind you, I said it's like an hour and 20-minute drive. The gas was still nearly full when I pulled up. So I felt like that was very important to note, because they're asking us to bring into ground to allow these higher energies. So one thing that I noted was that the gas tank barely moved, if it did at all. It definitely didn't use the normal amount of gas, and I've driven to pick him up plenty of times, so I know how much gas is used. And when I arrived home, the mileage was on exactly 34424, which is significant because my birthday is 324, so I see 324 all the time. But the mileage on the car was actually 34424, so they made sure I seen those 2 things before I got out. Now, the other thing that they were wanting me to specify is that this energy of joy is very necessary. It's very important, as it is a 5th dimensional energy. It's a higher vibrational energy. And especially like at this time, we're moving forward with the, lunar eclipse. These are the energies. They need us to feel these, to accept these, to choose happiness. Like, they did not come to me with any specific message. They didn't come to me with any messages of saving the world, or that, humans need to know this. Let's make sure they know this. Let's tell them this and all this stuff. Like, it was just a playfulness, a joy, a loving. They just wanted to be in our presence. It's not like, oh, give me your message and get out of here. No, they want to be with us, to experience life with us, just to relax sometimes, to be happy. And also, I've been told multiple times, like even the Oversoul specifically said once, Like if humans, if we could just, like, even when we're engaging in meditation, before we enter meditation or while we're meditating, think or entertain, imagine joyful, loving experiences, or being in the energy of joy, not just especially not making meditation a chore, or it's just something that you do every day, but bringing in, or even before you meditate, getting yourself into a happier state or energy before you meditate. They said if we bring joy into the meditation, it would actually be a lot more powerful and stronger energy. And I had even been told, what was this? Maybe it might have been November, could have been the beginning of December. But I had also inquired with Archangel Metatron about what I could do, or if there's anything I could do, like even to make my session stronger. And he said, just be happier before you start it, which the sessions are so beautiful, or such a unique experience. Of course, I always get happy during the sessions, but what he was referring to, because we've all been doing a lot of healing and purging and higher integrations. So my twin is healing and purging a lot of, different situations. So certain interactions, and sometimes with him, I might not be the most joyful, like before I start my session. So basically he just reminded me, just, kind of get your energy up before you start, And so I thought that was interesting, because that happy energy, that joyful energy, that bliss energy, it actually strengthens, it raises the vibration, it makes it more powerful. Like in the third dimension, people have such a hard time understanding how love and light is beneficial, how love and light is going to get us out of this situation. But love and light is what's getting us out of the situation. It is. Like they're wanting us to ground the higher energies to the earth, which means we need to allow them and experience them. So being aware of what happened, being aware of what's been done, being aware of trauma and all these things that need to be healed, is necessary to be aware of them, to address them, to heal them, to transmute them, to release them back to source, so that you can start having the higher vibrational experiences. And that is what's bringing forward the new earth, because a new earth is a much higher vibration. So you have to get into a higher vibrational state to allow it, because we're the one bringing it. We're the ones manifesting it. We are the ones envisioning it. We are the ones focusing on it until it becomes. That is energetically how you manifest. Like even the manifestation, even learning how to focus your mind and create a business, create wealth, create abundance in any area. These are energetic tools to help you master yourself and to bring forward the new earth. It is absolutely imperative that we do this to ground the new earth. It's not just about money. Money is energy. It is about energy, energetically. Do you know how? Have you mastered how? Have you mastered your thoughts? Have you mastered creating? Are you able to be a part of grounding the energy, grounding a new experience to the earth, to this earth plane, to raise it to a new vibrational energy and experience? We want to experience higher energies, experience higher creation. Well, we got to be the one to bring it here. So I look forward to this newness, the new moon.